But to get in at the right time early on takes vision. And vision is what people are lacking.
Welcome to the Get Traction podcast. If you are ready to learn exactly what it takes to become a real estate entrepreneur, this is the show for you. With your host, founder of Traction Real Estate Mentors and president of the Traction Real Estate Investors Association, Tom Zeeb.
Even Tony Soprano found out that old blighted neighborhoods can change. Remember that episode of The Sopranos when Tony sells a building to some developers looking to put in a Jamba Juice store? It's a classic example of an old neighborhood that starts to undergo a renaissance. Pretty soon, nothing is recognizable because everything gets remodeled and all the national chains move in. Tony doesn't even know what a Jamba Juice is, much less anything else that starts to arrive in the neighborhood. He feels like a fish out of water. Two of his goons then go and try to shake down the neighborhood's new Starbucks-like coffee shop to offer protection, but the manager just gives them the runaround, stating that he is required by corporate to account for every dollar spent. The goons lament that, hey man, it's over for the little guy. But it isn't just the big corporations that turn things around. It actually starts much smaller than that. And it isn't just one person or company. It takes a bunch of us individual players, people like you and me, the independent real estate investors who are willing to go into a rough neighborhood and start to turn it around one house at a time. When the individual homes in the neighborhood start to get rehabbed and updated, things start to improve. As the blight goes away, then the rest of the corporate money and the other investors steam in. I've lived in such a neighborhood, and it's been amusing to see the changes and what has happened. I did 7 deals in this neighborhood, including the house I lived in for a while, all of which contributed to the turnaround. Now, things have indeed changed, and the neighborhood is currently very hip and happening. There's new restaurants, bars, and shops everywhere. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and a bunch of other trendy chains now moved in. My, oh my. Now everyone wishes they would have gotten in there years ago. Well, that's easy to say now after many years have passed and one can actually see the results without just speculating. But to get in at the right time early on takes vision. And vision is what people are lacking. Why? Well, fear mostly. They worry about losing money or just making a bad choice. Because remember, they can't see the future and there aren't any guarantees. And those worries, therefore, keep them stuck. But if you had someone to guide you, to protect you, and advise you along the way, you'd feel different. Not a gangster like Tony Soprano, but a coach and mentor to give you instructions, push you ahead, and keep you on track. That's what I do with my Rapid Cash Generator events. Think of it like a personal protection racket, but in a good way, of course. Come find out about joining my family. Go to gettractionpodcast.com and click on events.
Thanks for listening. Your next step is to visit gettractionpodcast.com. Happy wholesaling.